Hej, čaute ľudia, tu je Showdown a vítajte opäť pri ďalšom videu. Tentokrát je to znovu nová séria. A táto hra sa volá SERENA.
When I make a great effort, I can remember her scent, the sweetness of her breath. SERENA.
Občas, keď sa zobudí v dobrej nálade, tak si na ňu pamätá, alebo pred očami, neviem teraz, ale je to nová séria, ako už som povedal. Táto hra sa volá SERENA a vlastne ide, ani neviem o čo ide, myslím, že to je niečo na štýl Gone Home, že vlastne je tu len
The photo is right there. Maybe I could have another look. Just one more try. I know it's pointless, but I need to do it. I'm terrified of that photo, but I'll lose my mind if I don't have another look. I have to see her one more time.
Neviem, čo všetko to mám robiť. Ale príde mi to, že je to na štýl Gone Home, proste prehľadáme si veci, rôzne spomienky. Je to také oddychové. Ale príde mi to zároveň aj nudné, lebo človek tu nič vlastne ani som nevstal zo stoličky.
The furniture came with the cabin. Considering how off the beaten path this place is, that helped make up our mind.
No je to staré jak kabín, asi jak toto, neviem presne čo kabín je.
I'm so tired. How long have I been here?
Jak dlho som tu bol, som unavený.
Sometimes she would brush her leg against mine under the table when we were eating. Curious, sensual thrill.
Dobre, okej, tak. Ak som to správne pochopil, tak čakal na ženu. Dlho na ňu čakal. Ale neviem, či umrela, alebo či išla niekam preč a stalo sa jej niečo. A viem len, že išla preč, alebo také niečo a čaká na ňu. A vlastne jeho žena sa volá SERENA, a preto sa aj táto hra volá SERENA.
This one wobbles. I always meant to do something about that, but somehow never got around to it.
Tá stolička je tak trochu labilná, že všetky 4 nohy nemá asi rovnako dlhá, preto je labilnejšia a chcel ju spraviť, ale nikdy sa k tomu nedostal. To je vlastne, takto vyzeráme my a takto nejak vyzerala jeho žena.
SERENA? Why can't I see you more clearly? Why can't I even remember?
Prečo ťa nemôžem vidieť čistejšie?
This was taken on that crisp winter night at our mutual friend's hunting lodge. We came back indoors, laughing, giddy as teenagers. It was truly like an enchanted time, like we were in a magic circle where no sorrow or pain could touch us. My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important.
Nemajú veľa fotiek spolu.
The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera. It was a different world back then.
Vlastne nemajú veľa fotiek a preto je to dôležité. Veľa fotiek spolu nemajú.
My love, we don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple. SERENA enjoyed spice in our life. I preferred it more bland. We were so different on some points.
Boli rozdielni, ja neviem, spice, či to je korenie.
You always put too much salt in, dear. Think about your pressure.
Takže takto nejak asi znie hlas.
She always worried about my diet. I used to think she did it to annoy me, but now...
Bála sa o jeho dietu. Neviem, či to je zdravie alebo také niečo, ale už sme počuli aj jej hlas a hovorila, že strašne veľa soli používa.
The table is worn but sturdy, just like our relationship was. Or is. I just don't know anymore.
Okej. No, tak nič.
She made this with her own hands. She was really good.
Čo je tu? Otvor sa.
Something draws me to this trunk. We use this trunk to store trinkets and papers, but we found
No,
big
otvor to.
enough for a lifetime of mementos.
Okno. Poďme k oknu.
This window never got much attention. Then again, the view isn't nearly as spectacular. Priorities, right?
Obraz. Začína ma to trochu nudiť, neviem prečo. Je to také divné. Není to ani tak moc zaujímavé, jak som myslel. Čakal som, že tu budeme môcť chodiť a tak, ale nemôžeme. OK. Tie parkety už majú niečo za
Quite a
sebou.
large armoire for our admittedly Spartan needs. We all have our skeletons in the closet, but not Serena. She was our refuge from the world, a place of warmth and passion. Sometimes we joked we needed to be so far out in the woods because that's how our sex life was. Far out. No, I don't want to leave right now. There's still something for me in here. I better stay in case Serena comes back.
No, ona sa nevráti, človeče.
This used to be her favorite spot. Our dining table. Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Once, we dragged these chairs out to the lake and scrubbed off all the dust and grime of years. So many afternoons spent in this armchair. So much wisdom and happiness in this bookcase. My life would have been much poorer without all this. The smell of old books is intoxicating. What happens to wood pulp as it ages gives it that distinctive vanilla. I loved it when we took down one of my favorites and curled up on the bed. Sharing meals with a good red wine was one of the great pleasures in our relationship, especially in the intimacy of this cabin.
Víno. Nie je to nič ani také, že by sme to mohli chytiť, alebo také niečo. Keď by som možno odišiel.
There's always a chance she might return.
Je tu šanca, že sa vráti.
There's nothing for me out there.
Nič tam pre mňa nie
This
je.
door has been creaking for years. I have this gut feeling that I shouldn't leave just yet.
Look what I made, hun, in case we ever need to sweep something under the carpet. See the pattern of yellow squares? It's from this rug I remembered from my nursery. I must have been like 3 or 4, but it always stuck with me.
No trap door under there, just more creaky floor. I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was my turn to tidy up. For some reason, light bulbs wouldn't last long in this lamp. I never looked into it. She adored all things of nature. I remember her long walks out in the woods.
Tak mala rada prírodu.
She is fairly religious. Not me. I'm the cold and cynical bastard. But I don't remember that ever being an issue between us.
OK. Takže sme bastard. Vlastne ja som bastard. Tak nič. Neviem, ale už nie je to ani. Tu je niečo. Nejaká básnička asi.
Come, love, with peace in your heart, said Niamh of the ice blue eyes.
Tak to není pesnička.
Blue eyes. It's based on an Irish folktale. Warrior poet Oisin goes to Tirnanog, a Celtic otherworld known as the Land of Youth. We hated guns, so we never had any, even out here. but this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
No trap door under there, just more creaky floor. It's a beautiful day, though there's an unnatural calm surrounding the air. The clock is a trophy from our flea market adventures. Chalk this particular purchase up to every cabin. Pretty shambolic, isn't it? The organization of its contents isn't much better. It'd be a shame to say these keys are for the cabin and the car.
Auto. Obrázok. Wait for asylum.
If the keys are here, does she have her spare? I should probably stay here in case she doesn't. Comme une évidence. Serena's favorite perfume. They prevent my blood pressure from skyrocketing. Doctor's orders. And Serena's.
Fajn. A ještě to se dá otvoriť, fajn, takže tu je...
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. Let me try, even if clumsily. The hours I spent with you when we last met are precious to me. I was so lost such a short time ago. Everything seemed drained of color and feeling. I think we were meant to find each other, to bring meaning to our lives again, make sense of the confusion shrouding both of us. When we stepped into the crystal silence of the snowy woods, away from the chatter of the guests, all nature seemed expectant, as if holding its breath, witnessing a rare moment of something infinitely better than what life in the ordinary run of things has to offer.
Oh, fuck,
Do you remember how the light crust of the snow glittered in the reflected light of the country house? How the copse of trees in which we walked was haloed with a... And then you toppled us on this...
I still can't understand. Even the features of her face feel hazy and distant, like remnants of a broken dream.
Taká asi predsa len nás nemala tak rada, jak sme si mysleli. Fajn, toto som už preskúmal.
I always resisted the temptation to sweep things.
The rug's all...
No trap door under there.
Toto sa otvorí, dobre.
Creaky floor.
Nejaké časopisy. Oj.
She was...
That looks...
I read it for the articles, of course. Like that one by the guy. That one about the thing. We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love rummaging around those in our early years.
No, tak, toto už som asi
I
preskúmal
could tell
všetko.
plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece. There's nothing for me out. This door has been creaking. There's nothing for me out there.
Takže nedá sa ísť von a asi som to už celé preskúmal, no. Tak asi to je všetko, ja neviem. A sem skriňa sa nedá otvoriť. Počkaj, tie šuplíky by sa možno aj dali.
The furniture came with the cabin, but the bedclothes we brought with there are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in. I feel too restless to sleep right now.
OK, tak... Asi by som to aj ukončil, keďže už neviem, čo ďalej mám robiť. Pavučiny. No ale tá grafika je pekná, to zase toto, hej. To je strašne pekná, tá grafika, to je neskutočne krásna. Tak nič, no tak ja už to asi ukončím, pretože nejak neviem, čo tu mám robiť. Tak... Snad som vás neunudil, alebo také niečo. Lebo... Nebolo to nejak záživné, alebo zaujímavé, alebo akčné, alebo napínavé. Tak ak sa vám video páčilo, čo asi ne, tak dajte like. Ak nie, tak dajte dislike. Po prípade komentár alebo odber. A ešte raz ďakujem za to, že ste si pozreli túto divnú hru. Každopádne je zadarmo na Steam, takže keď sa chcete unudiť k smrti, tak si ju môžete stiahnuť. Takže prajem pekný deň a...
So much. How is it possible that I can't remember her face?
Aha. Takže díky, že si mi skočil do reči. A určite tu je ešte strašne veľa vecí, ktoré som nespravil, takže prajem pekný deň a čau.